Sure, many of you have seen the news that Rupert Lowe of Reform has been referred to the police by the Reform leadership. They've also made a statement claiming that Lowe was bullying female members of staff and threatened to physically attack Reform Party chairman Zia Youssef. Now, this all forms part of a recent drama. It comes after Lowe claimed Farage acts like a messiah in Reform and that they're a protest party, echoing the comments of Ben Habib only a few months before that. Now, in response to all this, Lowe has claimed that the allegations regarding women are not even about him, that Reform have messed up their statement and he's seeking legal advice in return. He's also stated that the claims he threatened physical violence against Zia Youssef are outrageous. Now, given Reform are in the ascendancy at the moment and it's their job to make themselves the only viable alternative to the Uni Party, none of this looks very good at all. Of course, if Reform can't get their act together, that means another 5 years of pure desolation of hell under the Starminator. That really will be the end of the UK, or the complete madness of a Kemi Badenoch and the Tories. So what is going on at Reform, and can they sort it out? The first question surrounds Nigel Farage and whether he's better off as an outsider facing the, quote, establishment, that's why he succeeded with Brexit and so on, and whether he struggles as a leader in the mainstream because he falls out with people and so on. Another factor could be Farage felt challenged by Rupert Lowe. Rupert Lowe's gained a lot of popularity since he's been in Parliament. That's because he's willing to say things and go to places on immigration and the state of the nation that other people just aren't, including Farage. Now, as regular viewers will know, I'm more of a spiritual, right-wing romantic, more interested in tradition, peoples, culture and religion than free markets and libertarian arguments. This means that Reform generally doesn't appeal to me. Figures like Tyson Farage are too Thatcherite for my liking. However, Rupert Lowe really did appeal to someone like me. He was talking more my language. Now, I'm making this point because I think it's an important dimension in the right-wing or populist or patriotic or anti-globalist voting base in the country. Now, in my analysis, it seems to me that older generations don't mind the Thatcherism stuff too much, presumably because it benefited them in their era. But for the younger generations, more talk of free markets, competition and personal success doesn't really appeal anymore. And this is for a few reasons. Firstly, it's because the Thatcherite free market vision has metastasized into globalism, thereby being tied with social liberalism and even wokeism as well. Secondly, the country and the economy is just being gutted out. Young people don't really stand a chance of owning a home. Most of them seem to be owned by foreigners. The country's increasingly full of foreigners. We have unrelenting mass immigration and are called racist if we speak against it. And also we have a heartless, almost soulless obsession with everything being material in this day and age. Everything is economic. Your value depends upon your bank balance and what you can bring to the economy. This means for younger people outside the liberal mainstream, there's a desire to be seen as a people with a history, a cultural uniqueness, a tie to the land, a people that don't wish to be crushed by cultural liberal relative ideology, by the global market and by mass immigration. And the reason I'm saying all of this is because Lowe, knowingly or unknowingly, was talking to that demographic. I had it in half a mind that he was actually being used by Reform to appeal to people like that, while Farage and Ties tried to appeal more to the mainstream. Yet it seems that the two can't coexist, and if there is a split in Reform, I dare say many people, myself included, will be more interested in what Lowe is doing than what Farage and Tyson doing, because again, to me, they seem the type of guys that say they're going to grab a cappuccino at Pret before the big business meeting. I mean, there are even rumours that Reform use the woke commie types hope not hate to vet their own candidates. They've been sailing quite close to the liberal establishment wind for a long time now. But look, as I often say, I think the problems we have are bigger than simple election cycles. Reform, even if they did get in, can only really slow the rot. The real mission for us is to reawaken some of the central truths of who we are as a people and our civilization. That's our only real long-term hope. Of course, that's very much a mission of mine on the Substack. Do check it out down below. Do let me know your thoughts about all this down in the comments as well, and do consider subscribing to the channel if you're new.